Aries, the moon spends the day in your solar 4th house, dear Aries, and familiar or secure and safe situations can soothe and nourish you. Nevertheless, things can be tense in the first half of the day. A Sun-Uranus square can put the pressure on, but it's better not to rush anything right now. If you haven't acknowledged a need to make changes in your practical affairs or with a friendship, you may experience some tension. Even so, you can awaken to new ideas and possibilities for improving your life. Consider that people may be emotionally excitable, or there can be many distractions, but look for the opportunities to grow, learn, and understand yourself, your relationships, and your projects more completely. Try not to get stuck in old habits and methods, and instead look to push your boundaries just enough to get to a new level of understanding. Taurus. There can be scattered energy now, but something to learn at the end of the day, dear Taurus. Your ambitions are strong, and your need for accomplishment particularly compelling at this time of year. Still, some of these drives feel a little much, or they are running counter to your drive to be yourself, express your independence, and live authentically. The results of this clash may amount to just a bit of tension or a whole lot of it, depending on how things go. For best results now, it's best to avoid abrupt moves or dramatic stands until you process your feelings and understand possible consequences. Aim to tone down rough edges and consider ways to make changes without making so many waves. Watch for a defensive, impatient, or provocative manner that instigates rather than takes charge. The moon in your solar 3rd house helps you detach when it's good to do so. Conditions are favorable for communicating with a little more ease. There's edgy energy to the day, but the key to managing it well is to listen to your own heart and avoid quick reactions to others. Gemini. Today's transits can stir up some unrest, dear Gemini, and can help you break from a dysfunctional element of your past. Watch for being too abrupt for your own good, aiming to tone down the drama of waiting before making significant moves until you're confident you're entirely on board with the changes you need to make. A Sun-Uranus transit can find you impatient with problem areas. Your attention is divided, and you could find it rather difficult to concentrate. There can be surprising new information that throws off your schedule or plans, or the routine seems exceptionally boring or restricting to you. Instead of working on autopilot, try to satisfy your desire for something different by trying a new approach or learning something new. Watch, too, for speaking too soon on a matter, since impatience can lead to short or curt words. Cancer. Surprises or changes in plans can lead to a need to adjust expectations and attitudes, dear Cancer. The Sun forms a square to Uranus, influencing the first half of the day, and you can feel tense or restless. Look for something productive to do that serves you well. Otherwise, you may find yourself spinning your wheels or all riled up and unnecessarily stressed. Investigating new approaches and experimenting with new methods can satisfy an itch to do something different and unusual. If you can avoid the tendency to move too fast and to live on your nerves, you can come to fascinating insights. Consider that breaking a commitment or promise now could have consequences. As the day advances, it's easier to let go of tensions and learn from your experiences. The moon spends the day in your sign, encouraging a spontaneous approach and more attention to your emotional needs. Leo. There is a stronger need for time to recoup and recharge today, dear Leo, with the moon spending the full day in your solar 12th house. A Sun-Uranus clash this morning can bring tension, especially with a partner, parent, or authority figure. Others can seem especially demanding, or you're expecting a lot from them. There can be insensitivity, coarseness, or impersonal energy now, and it's best not to play into it. However, there may be a matter that needs your attention. A sense of moving forward is with you. The tendency to react or to be abrupt with making changes can lead to unnecessary trouble or misunderstandings. Aim to find ways to enjoy yourself without having to count on someone else. Virgo. The morning's transits can test your patience, dear Virgo, particularly regarding opinions, directions, and instructions. The desire to perform, work, and excel in your work or with your health and routines is strong. However, it clashes with an equally compelling need to explore, learn, and enjoy the benefits of spontaneity and free-form learning and living. Something you hear might stimulate a new way of thinking, so don't disregard communications altogether, but do take some time before reacting. Something good can come from upset or interrupted plans today, so try to stay positive and centered if your schedule changes at a moment's notice. It's easier to let go and enjoy yourself as the day advances. Explore feelings that emerge now. Libra. You could be feeling a little on edge in the first half of the day, dear Libra. It may especially be the case with creative projects and intimate relationships, or if you don't know where you stand with a situation or someone. Try to remain flexible and avoid stubbornly sticking to old methods while avoiding the other extreme if it involves an impulsive break. The Sun forms a square to Uranus, and although you're a person who knows to play nicely with others, you're not in any mood to be slowed down right now. Aim to consciously pull your energy away from tense situations and let go of stress when possible. Of course, it's usually wise to examine your reactions if they come on suddenly. You're more goal-conscious and focused as the day advances. Scorpio. The moon in harmony with your sign all day is supportive, dear Scorpio. However, in the first half of the day, there can be difficulties concentrating, as you may feel pulled in several directions. It's unclear where you're heading or your next step. Someone in your life could surprise you, or there could be problematic competitive energy with, or between, family or a partner, making it difficult to relax or unwind as a result. You might instead feel torn between wanting time to yourself and a craving for companionship. Keep yourself open and flexible because unexpected change can sometimes help you move forward, away from bad habits. You might discover that focusing on the moment is best just for now, and worrying too much about your next step can be a waste of energy when you are uncertain of the final destination. This positive mindset comes more easily in the second half of the day. Sagittarius. The morning Sun-Uranus square can generate some tension, dear Sagittarius, particularly if your studies, contacts, or projects have consumed you and a chaotic feeling emerges in other areas of your life. If you've had overscheduling problems, you're likely to feel the stress strongly now. Remind yourself of your limits, or else you're likely to feel too scattered to be very productive. If you've been suppressing frustration, this can be a time when it surfaces abruptly or unexpectedly. Stress can have a way of aggravating health problems, so do what you can to relax. While not everything is going according to plan, you can find ways to adapt and enjoy yourself. In fact, today's troubles can help you pinpoint what needs an update or significant improvements. Capricorn. A Sun-Uranus transit in the first half of the day tends to overstimulate, dear Capricorn, making it best to watch for too quick moves, particularly with money and love. Your desire for comfort and safety might seem to compete with your need for emotional excitement. These days, you want to take control of the more practical affairs in your life, and today's inconsistencies remind you that control is never entirely ours. There can be a breaking free moment emerging from tensions and related to dysfunctional areas of your life that can be significant. Changes in plans can stimulate new approaches and ideas. Aim to keep an open mind and avoid pushing things too far. Consider that scattered energies today can more easily lead to losing or misplacing something. Be sure to take some time away from an issue if it's draining you or distracting you from your priorities, something that comes far more naturally as the day advances. Aquarius. The moon spends the day in your solar 6th house, dear Aquarius, and you crave more order and organization. Still, a Sun-Uranus square this morning can be overstimulating. It's especially the case if you've been holding on to frustrations. Restrictive conditions are harder to tolerate with this transit, and those things you've suppressed or buried tend to surface, perhaps disruptively. Family relationships or home life can be a little tense or strained, or you're finding it hard to feel content with routine living. Seek new ways to enjoy yourself if things are feeling too stuffy or stifling, but also seriously consider what you may need to stay stimulated and engaged going forward. Pisces. Mental tension is likely in the first half of the day, dear Pisces, as the Sun and Uranus form a challenging square aspect. It's best to avoid impulsive moves, and you're likely to get a nice window into areas of your life or specific ways of thinking that have now become dysfunctional. The desire to go your own way, particularly mentally and with your projects, can rock the boat today. Watch that you don't become your own worst enemy by speaking too quickly about a matter. It may be that you want to break free from a stifling situation, but being mindful about exiting something will serve you better. An inherent need for change from the inside out is with you today, and circumstances are such that you need to shed yourself of attitudes that are no longer working for you. As the day advances, you find it easier to unwind and see the positive side of any schedule changes you've had to endure.